Got another fun little project for you today. We're going to be making some vermicomposting bins to put.
We're doing catching worms.
Like she said, we're catching worms. Well, more importantly, we're going to put them in the garden so that they can help bring in the worms, and so the worms can then take the compost and the food scraps that we put in these bins back out into the garden to help.
And then after that, our food's gonna grow faster.
To help our food grow faster. So with this project, it doesn't take very much to get started. All you need is about $30 for 2.5 gallon Lowe's buckets, 4 lids for each bucket, a drill bits. I'm using whole saw bits. You can use regular drill bits, 1/2 inch. This is going to be a 7/8 bit whole saw bit that I'm going to use for the bottom of the buckets. For the sides, I'm going to use a 3/4 inch hole saw bit. I've got a screwdriver and a pick just to get the plastic bits out of my bits as I go. Extra battery for the drill, and then a shop vac and a shovel. We're going to get started with these vermicomposts. What we're going to start out with, one bucket, your drill bits of choice. Doesn't matter how you do it. Just start slowly putting holes in here and make sure that you don't crack the plastic. If you are using hole saw bits, a trick to these is start it with the drill bit portion, stop it, and then drill your holes in reverse. And there you go, makes a nice clean hole. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a couple more holes in the bottom here, and then we're going to then move on to putting holes into the side. And this allows liquid to drain out the bottom as well as the worms to come in through the bottom. The holes on the sides are gonna allow the worms to come in on the sides as well. Middle. There we go, there's the bottom. And now we're just gonna go around the sides. We're just gonna start putting random holes in it. There you go, just like that, and then just continue that around the whole entire 2-gallon bucket. All right, now that we got the buckets drilled, you can see we put holes in all the sides, all the way around, and we did the bottoms. And so here they are. Voila, that's all the buckets. Time to put them in the ground. You gotta figure out where you want it. I'm gonna put it in this garden bed right here with my butternut squash that I've got growing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a shovel and we're gonna dig a hole. Part of the bucket sticking out at the top so we can set the lid back on. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this dirt now, and we're just gonna fill around the edges. Alright, so after we got it in, we can take our lids. You see, that's going to help keep any water from floating in there and making these things too soggy with rainwater. Alright, so now that we got the bucket in the ground and buried, what we're going to do is we're going to build an environment for worms to come in through our holes that we put in and eat our food scraps to make compost. So what we're going to do is, I got some compost that I've been making in my composting bins. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of that on the bottom, some shredded paper from our shredding machine. We're going to put this in there, then we're going to add some more compost to the top of that, and we're going to kind of stir that all in together, just like that. I'm avoiding putting any like big sticks. I really don't want those in there. This is filled probably about half full right now. We'll go ahead and put some of our food scraps in here, like this. And then we'll top that with a little bit of compost again. And then a little bit later I'll come back and we'll get the watering hose and we'll water this down to make a little good worm soup, you could say. Process for all your vermicompost bins, and then check them periodically, like once a week or so, just to see how the organic and food materials starting to break down. If you're getting worms in there, if they start to see that the worms are in there eating, add a little bit more food to keep feeding them, to keep them coming. Because what the worms are going to do is they're going to come in, eat your food, take that out, and they're going to distribute all that organic material through their waste out into your garden, creating a natural fertilizer for you. If you don't see any worms, and if we don't see any worms in about a week, we're probably going to order some red wrigglers to put in here to kind of boost our worm population in our area, just to help with the ecosystem. So go have fun, build you some vermicomposting bins. It's a good kid project, and have a good time and watch the worms come and enjoy all your food scraps instead of throwing them in the trash. Have a good day.